Denny Blanco. We have a brand new coach with the Milwaukee Bucks. His name is Doc Rivers. Previously on ESPN telecast ABC. There is no more Adrian Griffin. There is a new sheriff in town with the
How
Milwaukee
we
Bucks,
freeze
even
3
though they have
minutes
the
in?
second best
I'm
record
dying.
in the Eastern Conference. I
How we
believe
freeze
top
3
three,
minutes
top
in?
four in the entire NBA. Kind of a shell shock going on last night. And listen, when you have Giannis on your team, when you have a Dame Lillard on your team, and you're in win now territory. And again, they had the second best record in the East. It's kind of shocking why they pulled the move so quick, just 50 games into Adrian Griffin's career as a head coach. And now you bring in Doc Rivers, a guy who has an NBA championship pedigree, one-time champion back in '08, has been to the finals, I think, one other time in 2010, and has lost a few 3-1 leads, 3-2 leads, 3-3, all that good stuff. So, right to you, man. What do you make of the Bucks making this change? Why now? And do you believe Doc Rivers is the guy that can lead Giannis to potential ring number 2 and ring number 1 for Dame Lillard?
It's a lot of directions I
It's
can
a
go with
lot.
this. So
It's a lot
it's a
going
lot
on.
of directions I can go with this. First and foremost, I did some research. The NBA Whisperer, Denny Blanco, It's in the Game podcast. What it do? Randy J. Cruz. I did some research. I did some reading, and the things I was reading were troubling in Milwaukee, baby. First and foremost, I think them getting rid of Budenholzer. I think Budenholzer had them in the right direction, playing defense, and had them with an identity. Now you're dealing with, you move on to Adrian Griffin, with which I read was a Giannis pick. Was a Giannis pick. He actually picked him and wanted him to be the coach of the team. Now, usually the main star of the team can pick you and also get rid of you. Can also press that button, boop, 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 and get you the hell out of there. So there were a couple of things that were going on, and I mean, one of the main things I saw was Giannis drawing up his own plays.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even before that, a month or two ago, when Giannis, he wanted Giannis to sub out, and then he didn't come out the game, or he subbed himself in the game, and even Bobby Portis said a couple of weeks ago, "This the identity defensively. We don't look ourselves.
No
Yeah,
direction, no direction.
no direction.
Middleton bringing up the ball during the game. Everybody's looking at each other like, "Yo, what's the play?
Mm-hmm.
What's the play? Coach, you want to do something about that?" Giannis literally saying, "Yeah, we need better. We need better from the coach."
Right.
Really? Have you ever seen a coach with a 30-13 record getting fired close to the All-Star game? Have you ever seen a coach that happened to a coach? Have you ever seen that happen to a coach?
David Blatt with the Cavaliers in 15.
David Blatt with the Cavaliers. Interesting.
I think they had the best record. Obviously, that was a team. Was he fired before the year switch?
Same concept. We don't want to hear from the coach. LeBron was like,
Right.
This couple of games where he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna draw up a play for so and so.
Right.
LeBron, baby, give me the ball."
Black coached the Cavs to the 2015 finals. He came back. They were top 2 record in the East or whatever. They pulled a plug on him. That's where Ty Lue came in and won a championship. But
let me get to the final answer to the question. Is what you mentioned Doc.
Glenn Doc Rivers.
Is he the answer? No, he's not. No, he's not. Guys, Milwaukee fans. There's a reason why he went from 4th in defense to 22nd. I think one of the major reasons, we can do a little equation here, if you may, Randy and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Holiday.
Yeah.
And Grayson Allen. The people want to say what you want, but that's why I picked Boston to represent the East in the NBA Finals, because of that pickup. Holiday now gets to guard the Dame Lillards and the Tyrese Maxey's and whoever's going to be left, Jalen Brunson.
That's right.
Yeah,
All star.
you may see Halliburton. He may see Halliburton. He may see Brunson. He may see a couple of guards on the
Mm-hmm.
road, to the finals. But
Yeah,
Milwaukee, now you have to figure out where you're going to get that defensive spark that you're supposed to have to win a championship because you're second in the East. You're 30-13.
that's right.
It's not like you're eighth, sixth, fifth. So
Now,
I don't know
see,
what
and
Doc is going
that's
to
my
do
point.
differently. I don't know what Doc's going to do differently. God bless. He gets to get another check. Shout out to Adrian. It was a 4-year deal. 4-year deal.
I
He
think so.
leaves
Yeah.
in a couple of months. Guaranteed money. Oh, my nigga. Oh,
And
woo.
to thicken the plot, Doc was the consultant advisor to Adrian Griffin for whatever reason that may be. Listen, if you were taking time off and you were going to do this ESPN thing and ABC, which they took out Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, like for all that, keep Van Gundy, keep Mark Jackson. If you were going to have aspirations to coach again, take a year off. Don't do no broadcasting just in case someone calls you. Now you quickly take this job within like 5 minutes of them firing Griffin. He's a special advisor, so it looks a little fishy. Like, hey, were they plotting just in case this happens? Doc is our guy, and now you bring in Doc. Has played with his roster of teams. From the Garnett to the Pierce, Ray Allen, Embiid, Ben Simmons, Blake Griffin, Chris Paul.
Who thought he was better on TV? Who was like, you know what,
I never agreed with that.
who,
I was never
who
even
thought I was
Kirk
like,
was around
we
in
like,
what 04?
oh, what? You know what? We need to spark this up. Let's put Doc Rivers on TV.
Nah,
No, never.
Doc, then I think now they're going to a two-man person with Mike Breen and Doris Burke. I think going forward for ESPN and ABC and like just bring back Van Gundy, bring back Mark Jackson. I think
Listen,
Van Gundy does some Boston Celtics advisory
listen.
consulting kind of
How
stuff.
about this? Forget bringing people back because you can't keep burning bridges and bringing people back. They let them go. They got fired. They wasn't trying to leave. So my point being is, why don't you just create a farm system? Who's the next Nance? Who's the next Kevin Harlan?
Mm-hmm.
Am I getting these names correct? Because I'm bad with names, baby. I'm bad with names.
Jim Nance is
Jim Nance,
it's football, and
right?
Kevin Harlan, you got correct.
Yeah. Okay, I'm bad with names. So listen, you need to start, raising, farming these cats from the farm system, from college, and then bringing them up that are actually good, man. You can't think about this, man. I named two names. Obviously, you named Jeff Van Gundy. You named freaking
Lamar
Mark
Jackson.
Jackson. You named Mark Jackson. Dick Vitale. These guys just have years of. Dick Vitale was a coach. Enthusiastic coach who they said, let's put him on TV. Why are we putting just dull coaches on TV? You got to put enthusiastic coaches on TV. That's why Jeff Van Gundy actually developed his personality on TV.
Well, you are the NBA. You are the NBA whisperer. That's where you got to tweet at them. You got to call them. You got to contact them. Like, yo, what's good? Why you brought in Doc Rivers?
They're not ready. They're not ready for that.
Like you asked earlier. Is Doc the answer? We're gonna find out because he's had quality teams in his career. Like I mentioned earlier, and he's been to 2 NBA finals. He's won one, lost one, and it's like, if you don't get it done with Giannis, and the Bucks just let go, as you mentioned, Budenholzer back in April, May, when they were the 1 seed that lost to the 8 seed Miami Heat. So he got out. So you mean to tell me within less than a year you fire a second coach, and then you're gonna bring in Doc Rivers, and then see what happens? Like, do they make a move where they just bring someone defensively? Do they bring back like a PJ Tucker or someone like that to kind of get that defensive mindset back? I don't know. They might stay the same. But there's like, can this team giving up 120, 130 a night to Indiana, to Detroit. I think that was the thing. You gave up 140 whatever to Detroit Pistons without the best player. That's alarming. So that's kind of telling you the players are phasing out of that coach. Like, if there's a change that needs to be made, we're gonna do it now before the All-Star break and kind of reset after that and see where it goes. But
Don't let that waste of money, because
yeah,
they're paying 3 coaches right now. Don't let that waste of money fool you from the fact that, bottom line, their decision making, going after Dame Lillard, absolutely can backfire 1,000%.
mm,
It's sometimes it's about addition by subtraction, subtraction by addition. You keep Holiday on the Bucks, it's not on Boston. You feel me? So
mm,
now he's on Boston and he's not on the Bucks. How are you going to get over that hump? Hey, Middleton, you're going to get some of this Holiday work too.
mm,
You're going to get some of that work too. And I don't think you're ready for that. I don't think anybody on the Milwaukee's ready for that. I don't think Dame's ready for it. I don't think Giannis is ready for it. Don't get it twisted.
yeah.
They played and I know the record regular season is one thing. Come playoff time is going to be completely different. Sidebar. We're going to go a lot of places today. It's in the game. It's in the game podcast. We're going to go to a lot of places today, but I wanted to shout you out, because every time I'm wrong, I want you to tell me I'm wrong, and I want the people to tell me I'm wrong. But when you're wrong, I'm coming for your neck right here. Woo, 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 woo. What's up with
So
you?
where was I wrong?
Oh, thank you. Great question. Which is the
Okay.
alley oop to this dunk,
All
DeAndre
right.
Ayton.
Oh yeah.
Let me remind
Oh, you
everyone
mean
what.
dominating?
Let me,
Dominating?
let me just take it a little step and then take it a whole leap. DeAndre Ayton said he's a max player, and then it reminded me recently. He said he was a max player, and it reminded me, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, about the time that we were having a conversation about DeAndre wetting the bed in Phoenix and then
Mm-hmm.
going over to Portland, and your man right here on the other side was like, yeah, nah, he's gonna take a step forward. He going, 20 something.
I mean, that was the
We gonna
goal.
make
That
it
was the
work.
hope.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna give you the floor. We gonna make it work. I I forgot. I forgot. Next thing you know, I'm reading stories about him not coming out of his house because of an ice storm. Then I'm reading. Then I looked up his averages.
Mm,
He averaged 12.8.
yeah.
You said he's gonna average 20 plus.
I
The
never
floor
said
is
20 plus. I never stop. I never said. I said, can he or should he on a Portland Trailblazer team which is young? There's no expectations. Does he have the caliber to do it? And because last year he's playing with Booker and Durant and Chris Paul, like, okay. I said maybe. Now, I never said 20 points per game. I said he should be in that ballpark of 18, 17 range. I go back and get it. Never said 20 in my life. But I do agree that when I did say I was looking at DeAndre Ayton as a guy that can take that next step. Because now this is not saying his team, but
why?
now
That's the question. Why? What did you see? That'd be my point. When I
I
be
mean there
talking
were
to these
glimpses
people,
in, there was glimpses in Phoenix.
flashes.
There was okay. There were flashes, but now you go to a brand new team, young team, some nice pieces. Not saying playoff team, but it's like, all right, what are my expectations in Portland? Can I get 18 and 10 a game? Can I get 19, 11 a game? Can maybe possibly 20 and 9 a game? Sure, but that's the roster you got. But unfortunately, that's not what we're getting from dominating right now. So
See,
it's
that's where you see
pretty
you
bad.
trying to be tongue in cheek and tongue, no pause. That's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. The concept is very simple. DeAndre's been a bum. Monte called it out. Joker gave him 50 plus, and he did nothing. That's why I was like, bro, you seeing what he gonna do? What? Where? In Portland? You
Okay.
must be off your rocker. God bless. We all
Okay.
make mistakes.
So yeah. So now it's my turn. Now when you're wrong, I'm looking at you because months ago I said on this very show that this is the year that Jalen Brunson makes the All Star team. You told me, hey man, he got some competition in the East. He got Halliburton, he got Max, he got Trey Young, he got this, he got that, and he was like, I don't know, man, I don't know,
Facts. I said I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
Yeah,
Facts.
and we're gonna fast forward to today, January 25th. We're gonna find out whether he's gonna make it. We're gonna find out if he's gonna be an All Star starter because the way he's been playing is All Star starter level, getting 26-7 a game, right? Winning in a loaded Eastern Conference with guards, like I mentioned, Dame, Tyrese, both Tyrese's, Trey Young's. And you trying to tell me now, could it be the top three, top four point guard in the whole entire NBA? So I'm proving you wrong that I told you he should have made it last year. He's going to make it this year. He might start. So you told me a month ago, I don't think so.
Proving me wrong with me be saying no, he's not making it. You jive turkey.
You
Stop with.
said, listen, I
Stop.
don't know. You said this may not be the year.
I said this may not be the year because of the logjam. Of course. Now let me break it down for you, Playboy. Come on now. Halliburton injured. Okay, he got a little hurt, so he's a little out. Obviously you have no Darius Garland. He's been out. Obviously you have Tyrese Maxey. You have Dame, and then you have Tatum and Brown. We're talking about guards here. So if he's going to come in as a point guard, which I assume he would, yeah, he should start right now as the All-Star representative for the NBA. East, he should start without question. Fifth, 27-17. Quite frankly, Randy, I mean, can I say something? I mean, let me just, I mean, I don't know if you expected this, but let me just say this. I think you're underpaying Jalen Brunson.
Well, people are going to say
I think he's a max player.
Oh, yeah, he's proven that. He's proven that. Now, when the deal happened last year, for him, everybody and mom said, "Oh, what grade would you give the Knicks and the Jalen Brunson signing?" I remember CBS.
What they give him?
D plus.
D as in Denny.
D
as in Denny.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
As in Denny, you sure it wasn't a B as in Barry?
No.
Or was it D as in Denny? Gave him a D for the trade? Really, for Jalen Brunson?
So yeah, CBS. I got the photo. CBS, ESPN, one of them two people. Oh, CBS was Emmanuel Quickly years ago. They gave us a D plus for drafting him.
Okay.
So, and ESPN or CBS, somebody gave us a D plus for signing Brunson to that contract. Like, yeah, he's a nice player, but is he the guy that's going to be the focal point of what you guys want to do and accomplish? And he proved everybody wrong last year. Did his thing in the playoffs, round 1 and round 2 against Miami. Even Coach Spo was like, "Damn, this is this fucking guy. I couldn't guard him the whole second round. We took Miami to 6, and now you fast forward again to now to being an all-star and possibly a starter. Like, is he a max player? I'm going to say yeah. So the contract he has is very friendly.
Very friendly.
4 year, $100 million. So when that time is up,
it's I mean, he's definitely out earning his paycheck, being an all-star. A lot of people obviously said he could have been an all-star last year. So shout out to you, Randy. See, look. I give you your flowers when you are on to something. I expect the same when I'm trying to tell you what it is. Listen, absorb, and congratulate. Acknowledge me.
I mean, I appreciate that. I just want you to believe. I want you to believe. I know you're not the biggest Knicks fan out there, and I get it, and I respect it, but
I love the Knicks. I love the Knicks now. I love the Knicks now. I love.
Yeah. Now, what happened? Since when?
Since when? I've been loving the Knicks since. Tibbs has jumped on pretty much. I've been telling you guys. I think you're building some. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, and don't call me no Knicks hater now. I've been in your ear because I know you're a Knicks fan. I've been in your ear trying to tell you some of these things that you guys needed to do to right the course. Some people's like, trade Randall. I'm like, don't trade Randall. You keep Randall. You need to bring somebody in. I was the one that's telling you. I was like, you need to develop RJ. You need to develop quickly. Either way, they need to develop so you can trade them for assets. I was telling you that. You got to develop the young boys. You see what's going on with development with this center the other night. Got 4 blocks. What's the center? The Knicks center. Sims. You see the development with him. 4 blocks. So my point is, they brought in Brunson, and then they started clicking when they brought in OG. Okay, so now you have a mix. I think you're one more piece away from second round.
Oh, second round. We just did last year.
Come on, bro. You were just last year, and you went 6 games, right? You went 6 games, right?
Yeah. So basically, we were 1-2 games away from the conference finals. With
this year, I expect y'all to be semifinals. This year.
Listen, man. I already told you what it is. Because if we're iffy about the Bucks, and I told you either Milwaukee or the Celtics are not going to be in the conference finals. I told you before we started. Prediction. I said the New York Knicks will be in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Bucks or the Celtics are not going to make it.
I don't see the Bucks making it either. I see. So if I'm okay, so let me just use the crystal ball. Knicks, Boston. Wow. Wow.
Like old times. Like old times.
Wow. It's gonna be very, very interesting. I'd love to see the road that the Knicks take to get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I think they need another, because you have OG who's gonna defend. Okay, but he can't create his own shot now. Okay. Randall, Brunson, create their own shot. Dante, not so much. Hart, not so much, right? So who else you have coming off the bench? You have who else you have?
We got when everybody's fully healthy, we got Hartenstein. You got
guard wise. Your bigs are fine.
Yeah,
Hartenstein. Well, if Mitch Robinson comes back, but Hartenstein and Sims, you're fine. I like that. Y'all fine with the bigs, and then you the backups, Randall and
So Precious. The guards are Brunson, Hart, Dante, Malachi.
No.
That's the guard.
I'm just saying Dante Hart, and Brunson.
Okay.
Right? Those 3, right?
And McBride, yeah.
And McBride. So you need another veteran guard who could create his own shot. Once you bring another one of those in, Knicks games, playoffs games, we be out.
Yeah, I'm going to see you at the Garden in April and May, waving the orange towel.
Yeah,
let's go Knicks. Even though you were a Nets fan 2 years ago.
I'm seeing it like this.
Boy.
Shout out to the
bandwagon.
Listen, shout out to the lady. The lady was like, "Yo," she said, "What up?" She's like, "Yo, I'm going with my company to a game, the Barclays. What game she's asked me what game should they go to. She's running these names off. Utah. I'm like, She's like Phoenix. I'm like,
yeah. KD, Booker.
Then she was like, then she was like the Knicks. I said that one. That was the one yesterday. I said that one. It was yesterday, right? It was yesterday. I missed it. Yeah, I fell asleep on yesterday.
That was a good game too.
I said they're gonna ball. They're gonna ball, and it was down to the wire. Yeah, I don't think
it pretty much went to a Nick home game in Barclays. So
facts, and that's the point. When you're able to spend a little bit less to go see your Knicks crack the crosstown rivals across the bridge, those Knicks fans in there, and they was loving it. So listen, shout out to you guys. You're doing well. The Knicks are doing well. I applaud you guys, man. The Knicks are doing well. There's no hate on my end because they're actually listening and staying the course. They're not doing anything too rash. But they need to do something a little extra going forward. OG was great. Brunson was great. Now you got to make another step.
Facts. Real quick, NBA trade. Terry Rozier is now a member of the Miami Heat.
Great trade. Great
So
trade.
Kyle Lowry and I think a first round, second round, one of those picks went to Charlotte. I think they're gonna put
Mhm.
him out. He'll look for playoff team. I did see that those like a Denver or like those Milwaukee type teams cannot sign. Phoenix, Milwaukee, Boston, Denver cannot acquire Kyle Lowry through the buyout because his salary exceeds the mid-level exception. So anywhere except those four teams, Kyle Lowry could sign.
He's
Uh,
making too much money.
right.
Translation. This nigga's making too much money for him to go to these teams, baby. Slow down now.
So
Slow
I
down.
think it's a good pickup for Miami. I didn't even know Rozier was averaging. Matter of fact, do you know off the top how much Scary Terry was averaging this year?
23.
23.
I think when I don't know if that was where it was when Ball was there. I
Mm-hmm.
think when Ball went down with the injury,
Yeah.
his scoring upticked. So it was only a matter of time, and he was a scorer before Ball was there anyway.
Yeah.
So it was just a matter of somebody taking a shot at him. I think he fits the Miami culture. Shout out to my uncle Pat Riley.
Hmm.
He fits the culture brilliantly. They get younger.
Yeah.
They get a guy who can create his own shot anytime, any place defense. Big pickup in the playoffs, baby.
And listen, we've been seeing in the East, the Knicks made the move for OG. We see Indiana make the move for Siakam. We see now Miami with Rozier. So,
Reloaded.
everybody's jockeying for positioning and trying to get, the chess moves are out. So this is a great move for them because obviously when you add Jimmy and Bam, you keep Tyler Hero, you plug in Rozier. You got Jaime Jaquez, UCLA rookies. So again, Miami always
I love him. I love me
they
some
find
Jaime.
these guys
Love
from
me some
out of
Jaime.
nowhere. They develop them very, very well. They become very, very impactful on these teams. And obviously when you have Coach Spo, sky's the limit. So I think a good trade for Miami. Charlotte, I don't know what they're doing. They're just gonna stockpile picks and kind of restart and build around
Reload.
LaMelo.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to mention that. What else we got here? See, they're giving D Wade a statue in
Well deserved.
Miami. Yeah,
Well deserved.
yeah,
A lot of people. And listen, I don't understand what it is with people. Denny Blanco has D Wade as the third best shooting guard of all time. All time.
yeah. hmm
Ever. Third. Well deserved. The man brought championships
That's right.
during a tough time through teams that were dynasties. Teams that were dynasties that were winning multiple championships. D-Wade said, leave it up to me. I'll average 35 in the finals. Okay?
Against the Mavericks. Yep.
35. And
And that was in D Wade's third year, by the way.
30 year, 35. And let's be clear, he was giving you everything now. He was giving you a 3-point shot. He was giving you the mid range. He was giving you the to the rim, dunk on you.
What was it? The Biddy Boop Bop? What you say?
Come on, bro. And then later on in his career, he started giving you these.
The pump
He
fake.
mastered
Yeah.
the pump fake. The Euro was already there. He was doing the Euro when Manu was doing the Euro. He's like, what was that? What's that? Okay, now I'm going to do the Euro, baby.
Yeah.
Come on now. The guy deserves a statue. Shout out to Wade County down in Florida. Well deserved. The man is, like I said, third best shooting guard of all time.
And with that, I do agree. He is the third best shooting guard of all time, obviously behind Mike and Kobe. Career averages of 22, 5, and 5, and a guard that D Wade is the multi-category stat guy: score, rebound, assist.
Everything.
I'll block your shot
Everything.
and I'll rip you.
E-
So
e-
he's everywhere,
e-
all over the floor.
everything, both sides of the floor, baby.
Mm,
He's like I said. You see the three shooting guards of all time. You notice that Denny
yeah.
Blanco, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, these guys that I've picked have played both sides of the ball, played literally defense and offense. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, D Wade.
Oh yeah. So congrats to D Wade. Well deserved. I mean, listen, D Wade defines Miami. I know he played in Cavaliers and Chicago, but
No,
he's Miami through.
yes,
The first guy in Miami Heat history to get a statue. So
well deserved.
you know,
Well deserved.
I'm gonna throw it out there too. Like, yo, does LeBron get one? Like, where? I know LeBron's gonna get one in Cleveland. I know that
Then
for a
then
fact.
then shut your filthy mouth. Don't
So
speak
no,
anything.
so no.
Don't speak anything
He'll
up
get
front.
his number retired though, right?
Excuse me.
LeBron number retired in Miami. That at least that,
You're
right?
gonna get a number retired in Miami. You're gonna get a statue in Cleveland. God bless.
So no statue in Miami
For what?
South
Two
for
rings?
LeBron. Damn.
For the two rings you came in and got with my man D Wade? Come on now. You got your two rings. You don't need a statue. You know who the statue's for, baby. You know who the statue is for. Come on now.
Oh, Flash,
Come
Flash.
on now. You know it's for the Flash, baby. You got your two rings. You can put the six up. You put the six up. You know what I mean? But other than that, that's it. I'm gonna go to Cleveland and see a statue of you, baby. Only
Mhm.
right.
Before I get to my last point, I want to fit this in real quick. Sidebar from basketball. I know we got the NFL playoffs coming up. NFC, AFC championship. I want to give you props because back in what September, you were half right. I did not get your NFC pick. I got your AFC pick about who was going to be in the AFC championship. You had the New York Jets, obviously before Aaron Rodgers went down. And obviously, you did have Baltimore and Lamar Jackson. He said Lamar was going to have that rebuild year, and he's going to prove everybody wrong. He's the lock to be the MVP, but he's one game away from the Super Bowl. I just want to get out the way. Who do you have? Is it Baltimore Chiefs now, defending champion Chiefs? And then do you have Detroit or the 49ers to win this weekend? Who you got?
49ers, Baltimore. Baltimore wins the Super Bowl. I got all my money on the second coming of Michael Vick, baby. I got my money on the second coming of Michael Vick. You know, when the doubt seeps in, because there was doubt, baby. Yeah, there was doubt. There was early doubt. This guy can't be a quarterback. He needs to be a receiver. He can't throw. And Lamar was like, all right, I'm a run. I'm a receiver. I'm a runner and a quarterback. You know what's gonna happen when I get to the league? I'm not gonna run at all. I am gonna run, but I'm gonna stay in his pocket and start throwing passes. Oh, he can pass a little, but can he win? Can he win? All right, so I gotta win some games. All right, here you go, win some games. He's winning some games. But can he win MVP? Can he win MVP? Two times.
Dose.
Two times. MVP. You sons of bitches. Now. Lamar Jackson has the opportunity of a lifetime to be able to beat not only the golden child, which is Mahomes, Patrick, Mahomie, the golden child. He is the second coming. He has an opportunity to not only win an MVP, beat Mahomes, but win a Super Bowl.
That's right.
Woo!
And before I circle back to NBA, I seen many people have Buffalo over KC, and I kept telling people that's cool, but you got to knock out Mahomes. You got to knock out the defending
You didn't see that
champion on
miss
the
punt,
road.
man. You didn't see that.
You got
to
to beat a man, like Ric Flair says, to beat a man, you got to beat the
Who
man.
saw that missed field goal?
I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on in that game. Like, remember the guy from KC fumbled the ball
Wow.
at the goal line.
Wow.
That could have been a 10-point lead right there.
Wow.
Then they did the fake punt Buffalo, and
Yo, not for
I'm like,
nothing.
wow.
I want to be the only one to say something about Stephon Diggs before we get out of here. The guys, I play receiver in high school. Means nothing. Means absolutely nothing when it comes to the NFL. But let me tell you something. When you're trying to track a ball, and it was windy, if you watch the replay, he's tracking it one side. And in the last minute, it comes to the other side, and he's late on it. That's why he didn't catch it. He lost it. He lost the tracking in the wind. So a lot of people saying he should have caught that. I'm like, when you're not getting these passes, he wasn't getting a lot of passes either. So when you're not in rhythm of catching the ball, and then you got that one to catch, yeah, he's like, oh, well, he had one to catch. Well, somebody had one to kick too.
So you have Baltimore and San Fran, with Baltimore winning the whole
Yeah,
thing. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think Lamar Jackson's going to have them defensive players on San Fran running around like Bosa's going to be like, what? He's here, but he's there, but he's there, but he's here.
I would say don't be surprised if Detroit pulls off the upset. That's all I'm saying.
We gonna see.
We're gonna see. Okay, my very last point. This might take a little time, but I saved it for last because it's been a hot topic last couple of days, and this guy once called you a genius on social media. So I did want to point that out. There is a story. Kevin Durant did call you a genius. I would say sarcastically called you.
You wouldn't. You see, you're not supposed to. You're my man's. You're my man.
Sarcastic, little. So, long story short, when we bring up this GOAT conversation, there's Michael, Kobe, LeBron. We do it all the time. But to him, he's like, why am I not in the conversation of all-time GOATs? So he said, because I went to the Warriors, why should I be in that conversation? That's a question you should ask. Why not? What haven't I done? And I know you said months ago about the Warriors and the this and not being able to lead a different team to a championship. And, he's been injured. He goes to Brooklyn. He goes to Phoenix. And I get all that. But, I mean, listen, Kevin Durant is an all-time GOAT. That's number one. He's going to finish. I think he's top 10 already in scoring. He might be top 5 when it's all said and done. The accolades are there, all-stars and championships and MVPs and finals MVPs and Olympic gold medalists, like one, if not the best scorer ever in NBA history. But, someone like you, I know you personally, like you may not put Durant in that GOAT conversation because of him going to the Warriors and not leading an OKC or Brooklyn or Phoenix to a title. Are you on the fence of, yeah, KD's a GOAT, he's in the convo, or no because of what he's mentioned already? Come on, genius. What do you got?
The genius, NBA whisperer Denny Blanco. The GOATs that I have on my list, if they happen to leave, they don't leave during their prime. They don't leave their teams during their prime, and they actually win championships with their teams that they're with. So
LeBron never left in his prime.
No, so LeBron, great point. Thank you. LeBron is the glitch.
Welcome.
LeBron is the glitch because it leads me to this. There are different rooms in the Hall of Fame school, if you will. Bear with me. The Hall of Fame school, it's a school of all the greatest NBA players. And there's a GOAT floor. You with me? There's a GOAT floor. There's a GOAT floor. Now, in this GOAT floor, you have to win a certain amount of championships. And for those that are in this room, they can decide what kind of GOAT is allowed in this room. Is that fair? Like if Steph, Jordan, Kobe, Shaq, D-Wade, some of these guys got together, LeBron got together, and they was like, all right, well, What's the criteria of being in this room? You have to have these certain amount of rings. And how you won these rings? So, for example, Shaq, bunch of rings going through a couple of people. Obviously, the Shaq ring against the Nets, right? Doesn't weigh the same, does it? No. The rings LeBron had against Miami doesn't weigh the same against when he won with Cleveland. With Cleveland, didn't they beat a 72-10 team?
73-9.
Sorry.
I got you.
Thank you. Okay. So you have to understand when you say go and KD's like, back to KD, well, why ain't it allowed on this floor? What? Well, KD, technically you're two, right? Came with a guy who's in that room that can say, yeah, he came to join me to win that. D-Wade too. D-Wade sitting next to D-Wade's like, yo, LeBron, the only reason why you in here is because of Cleveland, baby. The only reason why you in is because of Cleveland, baby. Kobe sitting back like, if you had 1-6, then we wouldn't have this conversation. Jordan's like,
Kobe had 7.
Jordan's like, yeah, I'm on my 6, so you know what it is. If you don't even have, at least a championship, not even on this floor, it's GOAT status, number 1. Number 2, I mean, the way I had to go through Detroit. I had to go through Portland teams that had Hall of Famers on them. The centers of the 90s, multiple Hall of Famers I had to go through. Yeah, we're talking about KD. You jump on the Golden State Warriors team, win finals MVP. You go at LeBron straight up.
That's right.
But you know who LeBron didn't have? Help.
In what year? Help.
The year that KD was smacking him around. That year, what that was? What was that year that he had?
So you don't count Kyrie and Kevin Love as help?
No. So they were injured, correct? Was that the year that?
No. You're talking about the KD years in Golden State against the Cavs. Yes. Kyrie was there and Kevin Love was
and
there.
Didn't they get injured? That's one of the championships. One of the championships, I believe, didn't.
No, Kyrie got hurt in Kyrie and Love got hurt in 15 against the Warriors. They were healthy in 16, which they won. They were healthy in 17. Now, what happened? I'm not sure. I don't recall what year Kyrie got traded to Boston. So maybe that's one year where Kyrie was not there. I could be totally wrong.
No, which is fine. But the concept, no, I'm not saying he didn't have help.
Except the first years. The first year, he had Dylan and those guys.
There you go. That's my point, big bro. So I'm going to land this plane.
Okay.
The reason why Kevin is not considered by some, possibly, as a GOAT, he may go down as one of the greatest scorers. But GOAT, depending on who you speak to, me, I already gave you a couple of names of GOATs. I said Shaq. I said D-Wade. I said LeBron. Mm-hmm. I said Steph. I said Kobe. I said Jordan.
There's Magic, Kareem. There's a lot of Bird. There's a lot.
Bird. Guys, these are guys that would not. LeBron's the glitch. Remember, LeBron's the glitch.
Duncan.
List goes on and on. These are guys that have won multiple of rings. Multiple. In the same places. Or leave and win a ring someplace else. Now, mind you, KD wins a ring in Brooklyn. We're not having this effing conversation.
No, I was just gonna ask you if KD gets that ring in Brooklyn, if you don't step on the line against Milwaukee, if Kyrie does not get hurt against Milwaukee, they beat the Bucks. They go on to beat the Atlanta Hawks. And then I will say defeat the Phoenix Suns in the finals. Are we having a different conversation today?
I think even with because I'm going to say fully healthy with James Harden and Kyrie, they would have had an opportunity. I don't know if they had enough with still Kyrie and KD. However, you win that chip. Now I've won multiple places. Okay. Like your Shaq. Where, I can win here and there. Okay? That's my point. When you talk about go, I think, honestly, when you say go, pull Joker off of Denver, put him on any team in the East, and see where they'll be at the end of the season. GOAT. LeBron. Pull him off LA. Put him on any team. Even right now. Even right now. 55-year-old LeBron right now. That's what I mean by GOAT. Don't get me wrong. I guess Phoenix is where's Phoenix? Let me do a heat check. Let me do a heat
Mm-hmm.
check. 6.
Okay. All right.
6 with a former MVP. Everybody was happy, thinking Bradley and Booker were going to be healthy. I
Yeah.
told everybody, I said, yo, health is an issue. Chemistry is an issue. Y'all can't expect anything from this
Mm-hmm.
first year. And if you do, God bless. It's hope. But right now, Phoenix is 6. Is that because of Kevin Durant's? I don't think so. He's doing everything he can down there. He's averaging freaking trip. He's averaging close, like last I saw, he's like 32 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what more do you want from him? 30. He's averaging 29, 6, and 5. 53% from the field, 46% from 3, 88% from the line. He's giving you everything.
So my point would be, if he has the one ring in Brooklyn, I know you mentioned, you go into the Hall of Fame school. There's a ground level, there's a second level, there's a third, there's the attic, there's the base. What level is Durant in now, and what level would KD have been if he had the one ring in Brooklyn?
Again, he would have been one ring in Brooklyn. In my opinion, he'd have obviously gotten to the last floor, go status. But there are guys under, even with rings, it'd be like, yeah, Robert Horry got 7 rings. He's not a GOAT, bro. He's a great shot maker, right? So he can have a conversation right where KD is at. Karl Malone, Reggie Miller, Charles Barkley's, the guys that are, you're like, well, they didn't win no rings. It's like, bro.
Yeah, KD's above all those
saying.
guys. Okay.
You just right above them, right below them is the guys that didn't win rings. And then obviously KD's right there. And then there's the GOAT level right above that. Like I said,
KD got 2, right?
where?
He has 2, right?
I know where he has them at.
He was the best player on the team.
Okay.
The same team that lost to the Cavs and said, "Yo, we gotta go get that guy."
Who said who?
Because
Oh yeah, well, Golden State
Warriors recruited
the
him.
Golden State said that.
He ain't call nobody.
Yeah, he didn't call nobody. He didn't have to leave. He didn't have to leave either. He was up 3-1.
He's a free agent though.
Shut your filthy mouth.
Free agent,
Shut your filthy
anywhere
mouth.
you want.
He was up 3-1.
Go anywhere you want.
He could have stayed and ran it back.
Yeah,
he could have, but he
LeBron
did.
Could have stayed in Cleveland.
Excuse me.
LeBron could have stayed in Cleveland.
He didn't have the same he didn't have the same firepower that KD had. Stop your malarkey. Stop your malarkey.
He could have stayed in Miami in 2014.
Now you moving the goalposts. First it was Cleveland, then it's Miami.
Bro, you been
stay on KD now. You don't have an answer for that. And that's the problem. You don't have an answer for a guy leaving a 3-1 team, going to another team that had a former MVP, unanimous decision, who was 70, who won 70 plus wins. Or 60 plus wins, whatever the case may be, is basically on the verge of a dynasty. He joins them to win two rings, and you're like, well, I should be considered part of the GOATs. The GOATs didn't take that road, baby.
Yeah,
the GOATs never took that road, baby.
Like I asked you a long time ago, if I'm not on that roster, does Golden State win 2 more rings? Yes or no?
No. But 2 things can't be true. That can be true, and the fact that you don't have the same road as the other GOATs. You don't. You stay in OKC and you beat Golden State by yourself. You stay in it, or you go to the Nets and you win a championship by yourself. That's how. Excuse me. Year of the 24. That's how Kobe thought. That's how Jordan thought. Obviously, the concept is if you want to join forces, do what Boston did. That's another thing. That's one thing in itself. And that's what they're doing anyway with this day and age. And they're joining forces as they should to get better. To get to the championship. But make no mistake about it. You win. Just like I mentioned before as an example. LeBron's ring with Cleveland
outweighs the
Miami's tenfold. And if he was standing around in front of me, I'd tell him to his face. And if he disagreed, I'd be like, okay.
So if KD wins in Phoenix, that's going to outweigh Golden State.
Yeah, he's not going to win in Phoenix. He's
You got no faith, bro.
oh he's
You're a bad guy. You're a bad guy,
he's the Thunder's 30-13. He's supposed to they're supposed to all of a sudden get
yeah,
better than
bro. He hasn't been on a Thunder in what 10 years?
no. You hear me? Right now the Thunder's 30-13. His
Hmm.
KD's Phoenix Suns team at 6 in the next 3 years are supposed to be better than the Pelicans, the Clippers, the Nuggets, and the Timberwolves. Stop it.
Hmm.
And he's getting older. Stop it. Stop.
We're gonna see.
Stop.
We're gonna see.
Stop.
Um, don't want to keep you longer, Denny Blanco, as Sir Denny Blanco on Twitter, X,
Oh,
Instagram, all that good
all that good
stuff.
stuff. Shout out to Rookie of the Year, Wembanyama. I was wrong. I thought Chet was going to
Now
win
it's
it.
Wimpy.
Yeah, no, it's going to be Wemby. I thought Chet was going to win it, but it doesn't matter because obviously the numbers looks like Wemby's numbers with Chet being on a winning team's numbers aren't going to be that high. But Wemby dropped 30 something, and B dropped 70 on him.
Mm.
And B dropped 70 on him, but Wemby dropped 32. So